What is up, friends? Welcome back for another movie reaction. Today I'm very excited for what I'm going to be watching, which is Good Will Hunting. This is one that has been on my radar for long before I made the channel, just because I've always heard people say nothing but great things about it and how good of a performance Matt Damon and Robin Williams give, and just the story is great overall. And so I'm really excited to finally be checking it out with you all. And the things I know about this movie are, I believe Matt Damon's character's name is Will Hunting, and he's like super smart, and maybe Robin Williams is his professor or something like that. I could be completely wrong about those things, so I will find out soon enough. But I also know at least one of the lines from this off memory, which is, "How about them apples?" And he like says it behind some glass people are eating in a restaurant or something like that, I think. I don't know if he says it any other times during the film, but I believe that's one of the few scenes I have actually seen. And so besides those things, I'm still going in pretty blind to this, and I look forward to it because I love Matt Damon as an actor. I think he's great, and Robin Williams obviously is amazing in everything I've seen him in, and so I'm excited to see those two play off each other. I feel like this movie came out a little while ago, and so I don't know how big of an actor at the time Matt Damon was, but this definitely could be one that helped put him more in the public eye, put him more on the map. And so hopefully you guys enjoy watching along with me for this one. If by the end of the video you did, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Always helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel grow. And of course you can check out the full-length reaction to this and all the other movies I've watched on my Patreon. The link for that is in the description below. And of course you'll need your own copy of the film to watch along with me there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Good Will Hunting. Okay everyone, I've got the film queued up to the very beginning. If you've got it queued up to the beginning as well, I will do the usual 3, 2, 1 play count. On play, we'll both hit play. We'll be all synced up and ready to watch together. So 3, 2, 1, play. A cool little effect on the intro there, kaleidoscope style. Also, as you guys know, always love a good movie, or always love a movie that starts out with a good bit of soundtrack. Whoa, wait, Ben Affleck's in this movie too. I don't think I remembered ever learning that. And Stellan Skarsgård. Couple recognizable names in this. I like it. Oh wow, and Casey Affleck. Holy cow. I only ever remember seeing Matt Damon and Robin Williams' name attached to this. This is quite the cast. I feel like we're definitely in for an acting treat then. Oh, Danny Elfman did the music. No wonder it's sounding so good already. I really like him as a composer. Gotten a few movies with him composing here on the channel. Oh, is that the Kevin Smith, like the Kevin Smith? His name is attached to a lot of films. And the unfortunate Weinstein name attached. Interesting cut right there to start. I don't know if that was just like a random edit or if that old lady is someone significant. Maybe it's at the same house and I didn't realize it. So wild. They're both so young looking. Wait, it was written by both of them? What in the world? That's pretty impressive. Obviously, Ben Affleck has directed and I believe written a bunch of stuff at this point in his career, but I don't think I've ever seen a movie written by Matt Damon or co-written by him before, so that's extra impressive if the movie's as good as people say. Is that gonna be Matt Damon's goal in this movie? Is solving that problem he put up? Ever since he played Boris in Chernobyl, or ever since I saw him play Boris, I get so excited to see him act in something now. That was just a legendary role. Oh, that's right. He's a janitor. I remember that line in the Always Sunny episode I just watched recently. So he's not even a student. I wonder. So did he just never go to school then? Oh gosh, man. I don't think he was ready to get absolutely roasted like that. How many movies have Ben and Casey been in together? Because that's gonna be pretty cool to act in scenes together. It's got in his head now. Which problem is he solving right there? It's not the one that he saw on the billboard earlier, I assume. But I wonder if he is so good at math. Not that being a janitor's a bad job by any means, but I wonder why he's doing that and not something in the field of mathematics. Nice. Just taking a quick break to solve a what I assume is a really difficult equation. I like their relationship with each other so far. They seem to be pretty good friends. I also like their accents too. Are those like Jersey accents? I like that harsh cut right there. That's great. So what's Ben Affleck's character doing then? I would assume that he's not going to school right now, that he's just working as well. Oh wow, it actually already happened. I thought he was just working something there in that other shot. I didn't expect him to solve it so early in the film. I don't know how they're gonna figure out it was Will because it's not like he's gonna confess to doing it, and I don't think anyone would even think to ask him. Seems like pretty tight bunch right here. Casey Affleck's character seems a bit bitter about things though. Oh my gosh, that's great stuff. Dude's holding them to it right now. I wonder how I wonder how natural this type of dialogue is between the two of them because I'm sure they've had similar conversations in real life. Oh my gosh, dude, that guy seems like an absolute tool. They keep running into him though, so I feel like something's about to go down. Oh, okay, Will, nice right hook right there. Dude's apparently not just good at math, he's good at fighting. Dang, this is a very interesting way of filming this sequence as well with the slow motion. Things happened real fast all of a sudden. Good thing they had a whole crew to take them on. Oh gosh, dude, Will has some pent up anger. He was really going at him right there. And of course, he's gonna take the fall because the cops show up as he's destroying him. I mean, to be fair, he did start it. But that guy was being a bit of a tool. Unfortunately, the mystery mathematician is a little preoccupied right now. I assume he's not, like, actually going to jail, but he's probably just being held by the cops right now. Shoot, bro, I love that little setup right there. If it took professors 2 years to prove something, I can't imagine, as good as Will seems he is, he can solve that very quickly. Oh, he's discovered now. Shoot. I'm not exactly sure he wants to be discovered, though. I feel like he was just doing it for fun in private. My guy, look at the board. See what he's done. He's your secret genius that you've been looking for. I wonder if he actually finished the problem, too. Oh, he did solve it that quickly. What a freaking guy. Just gets out of the cop's hands and immediately solves apparently one of the toughest math problems around. Get this man in the spotlight. Nice. I like that comeback. Oh my gosh, those two are constantly going at each other. Poor Casey cannot catch a break with Ben Affleck. That also sucks that Will got fired from his job otherwise, but I don't exactly know how long that's going to last. I like his look right there as soon as he spotted his target. We're going to actually see him in action all of a sudden, although he didn't do too well earlier when he tried to talk to a girl. I don't know if he's going to be successful in this conversation. They just seem to be mocking him up to this point. Oh no, is this guy with them and he's gonna prove that he's not actually as smart as he says he is? I like that they've got an entire crowd watching them talk to each other right now, and it doesn't seem like the girls are too big of a fan of him either. Oh, I love it. Will just comes here and starts spitting fire right in his face. This is great dialogue right now. Oh my gosh, this dude's an absolute boss. What a freaking genius. He absolutely slammed him right here. Whoa, man, what a line. This is great. I love his delivery as well. It's just so sharp. This is a great scene right here. He's hyping him up from the back as if he actually did something, just got saved by his guy Will. I love how they're setting up his character to be so smart, though. Such clever ways of him just solving the problems on the board and then coming in there with the great dialogue. Oh, interesting. So Will's the one who's actually gonna get a potential date or something with this girl. He certainly earned it. Nice. He's got some interesting opinions on other things as well, it seems. Well, things are looking pretty up for Will right now in his life. I think this is the scene right here. Oh, that's such a great scene now, knowing the context. I love it. Just absolutely stuck it to that guy. The characters are all very well portrayed so far. They feel like real people and with genuine interactions. And I think the filmmaking and the cinematography helps like that. It's like a very grounded look. Just thinking about that line, that's such a great lead into something with do you like apples, and just hitting him with the next line. Interesting. So the search is on right now. I feel like he's going to find him pretty quick in this case. But I'm also wondering when Robin Williams comes into the picture because we haven't seen him yet. Nice. Just a couple of professors talking to each other right now. But he is fired at this point, so I don't know how easy it's going to be to actually find him. Because it's not like he's coming back into work anytime soon. Oh man, this is a very awkward point to find your math genius. Just trying to defend himself for attacking a cop. Attack is a strong word, but for getting into an altercation, I guess. Oh wow, so apparently this isn't the first time they've had an issue with him like this. I feel like things are about to change for him right now. If the professor learns how smart he is. Whoa, man, that is some pricey stuff right there. $50,000. I don't exactly know if he has that kind of money. Maybe it was a good thing that the professor was there. Maybe he can bail him out. I remember you from Juvie. Oh, that's great stuff. I don't know if he was actually being serious right now, though. He's not exactly in a great position to go on a date with her now, though, Skylar. At least he's polite to everybody. He always says thank you, even if it's bad for him. Hey, that's pretty good. That's a much better situation than having to pay 50 grand to get out of there. Good on Professor Lambo for saving his bacon right here. This is a great plot setup right here. I like this a lot. So is Robin Williams going to be the therapist then in this situation? That's my guess at least, because he's got to pop up here eventually. This could finally be Will's big break though. I like this. They seem to be becoming pretty great friends. This is probably Professor Lambo's ideal pupil right here. He's been waiting for somebody like this. Very interesting. So I guess Robin Williams isn't the therapist then. Seems like he's ready to come in here and outsmart this guy, though, whoever he is. I love how quick the dialogue is. It's not just like an isolated incident in that other scene. Even when he's just conversing one on one with the therapist here, they're going back so fast. Going back and forth, I mean. This therapist, man, is cracking me up with his vocabulary. Oh my gosh. Dude is just calling him out for hiding stuff as well. Will was just talking about hiding things. I like, though, that we're getting those therapist interactions because it's a great way to learn about a character when they're sharing their feelings like that. Oh, you really got to him right there. Will upset him big time. So maybe he's just going to be going from therapist to therapist until he finds someone that he can actually connect with. Oh man, I feel like this is just him toying with this therapist. I feel like he thinks he's way too smart for any of these sorts of interactions. Now he's just breaking into song. Oh my gosh, what an absolute character. They're going to have to get an equal genius in order to deal with Will's mind like this. He is realizing it's a little bit harder to get Will in line than I think he thought initially. They don't seem as friendly as they were when he was solving the problems. Oh, I feel like we finally might be getting to Robin Williams' character. Let's go. I'm excited to see him. I like that little introduction to his character. He seems like a pretty nice guy. Pretty good at dealing with his students. Always love seeing Robin Williams act, though. Man is such a talent. He seems to have a lot of respect for Professor Lambo, though. And also, I like just seeing the contrast between them because he said he was his roommate in college, but obviously they're in very different teaching positions. You would think that Professor Lambo is in a more prestigious one just at first glance. Oh, well, it seems like even if he has some respect for him, there's still maybe a little bit of bitterness that I sense. I don't know, maybe Robin Williams' character's just kind of been more of a recluse, kept to himself. That's a pretty spot on analogy right there because he's doing almost the exact same thing with Will right now. And that's some very high praise for Will as well. Oh, okay. So there is the connection. I feel like that's a pretty good start right there. Definitely give him a way to connect right off the bat. I'm really excited for this. Two great actors going up against each other, and obviously Stellan is a fantastic actor too, so it's just an absolute feast right now. I feel like he's off to a great start already, just clearing the room so they can just be honest with each other and open. I feel like Will is still going to push back as always to start. I love this already. His character seems very perceptive. He just dodges the sarcastic question and starts asking him about himself. I like this. He seems to already be off to a much better start with Will than every other therapist we've seen so far. This is great. Just switching from topic to topic so dang quick. I think that's a good representation. I think that's a good representation of what Will's mind is probably like. He seems like he jumps around from thing to thing very quickly. Nice little Van Gogh reference right there. This is such great dialogue, though. Again, going back to what I was saying before, they just feel so genuine, like real people. Interesting. I don't know if he was still just kind of playing along with him right there, trying to get him in line, or if he actually struck a chord with him, and that's something he doesn't want to talk about. Whoa, man, that came out of nowhere. He seemed like such a calm, gentle person before, and then just was not about to take any crap from Will regarding his wife. Something very serious must have happened right there. Great line at the end, though, with Will just saying time's up. Wow, and even after all that, he still wants to meet with him. The first therapist or psychologist that has been committed to that. That's pretty cool. Oh, nice slow dissolve right there from a very clean looking scene right there to an absolute dirty sink. That interaction must have really stuck with him then. He seems to be in pretty deep thought right now, and I noticed that he's still got a ring on his finger, so I don't think his wife just left him, as Will was suggesting. My guess is maybe she died, something bad happened to her. Oh man, this is a very creative date right here. If this is their first date, just going and trying in these ridiculous things, trying on. At least she seems like a fun personality. Hey, he's a genius magician as well. Is there anything this man can't do right here? I feel like they're hitting it off pretty well, though. They both seem to have very fun personalities. Oh, all right. Things are moving along very nicely. She seems very into him. He seems very into her. I mean, besides his rough therapy sessions, everything else in his life seems tip top shape. Ooh, I like where this is headed already. A little bit of a field trip. He's clearly been planning something. He's thinking about him a lot. Oh, interesting. That's not what I was thinking he was going to say. I thought he actually made like some revelatory discovery, but I guess in a way it is. He's not afraid to call him out himself, though, as his therapist. This writing is incredible already. What a freaking script. And of course, Robin Williams' delivery is amazing. I feel like he's reading him perfectly. Just a lot of talk, a lot of smarts, but not all the experience that he has himself. Oh, this is beautiful stuff. I love the camera move as well, just slowly revealing Will into the frame. And he hasn't interrupted him or made a joke or anything, so maybe what he's saying is resonating. Wow, man, this is an incredible scene right here, and I love how long that initial shot stayed on Robin Williams for a while as well, just letting him read off those lines. And how it also subtly reveals what happened to his wife through that dialogue. Wow, this is such a great scene right here. And I love the subtle acting from Matt Damon as well, just watching the reality of Robin Williams' words set in. But finally, somebody who's willing to listen and truly care about him and not just try and routinely solve problems. Love the soundtrack right here. It's great. I wonder how much the words just shared with him are gonna affect his interactions with his friends. Because that was some pretty powerful stuff. What? Her professor's been calling and just not saying anything? That's odd. How come Will didn't say anything? Is it just is it just the words from before getting to him about not really loving a woman or something? And now he's nervous? Interesting. What sort of exercise are they doing right now? Just sitting there silently with each other? Oh, wait a second. I see. He's just waiting for him to actually share something of himself willingly. Oh, this is fantastic. He is absolutely the perfect man for the job right here. Love that line. I can't talk first. Just wants to put all the responsibility with Will right now. So is he just out there outsmarting professors right now or something? Oh no, now he's dozing off. Oh, here we go. Now he's starting to talk all of a sudden. Maybe he finally broke through. I like where this is going right now. I love it. Just from that little story right there, he's already trying to learn more about him. Love how the filming is done in these sequences too, just making you feel like you're in the room with them. I don't know if that makes any sense. Oh, this man is so good with his words. It's insane. He has a perfect line for every circumstance. Nice, dude. That's good stuff. I like seeing Will actually laugh and connect with someone like this, though. Oh man, I love this. These characters are so well portrayed. I feel like Will is finally going to open up to somebody if this is how their interactions are going. Man, I feel like I'm getting educated right now and I'm not even Will in his position. Such great dialogue. I still can't believe that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote this. Not to discredit them or say they're not talented, but I just never expected it from them. Oh no, he's using the time's up line. Well, maybe Sean could learn a few things from Will as well. I mean, he seems like he has everything figured out pretty well, but just as he told Will that he's not perfect, I don't think Sean is necessarily perfect either. Well, he clearly took Sean's advice to heart and finally came back to see her. Hopefully, he didn't wait too long, though, and he didn't miss his shot. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried that he actually did strike out because she does seem pretty great for him. So I definitely want things to work out potentially. I don't even understand what kind of math he's working on right here. Oh my gosh, dude. The sarcasm is great. So you're telling me he just looked at her paper once and already solved it? This man is incredible. I was gonna say though, I don't even understand what kind of math he's been doing most of the time with all the lines and diagrams and stuff. Man, that's another great example of why the dialogue and the acting and everything just feels so realistic because they ask a question, where are you from? And then she gets distracted and is like, oh, I'm still thinking about the wind. Just like normal people, if they're conversing, they don't just have like compartmentalized conversations. They can switch back and forth at a moment. Holy crap, man, that's incredible. He has that ready to go. Oh, okay. So is everyone that he's been with foster kids as well? Is that how they all linked up with each other? This is elite stuff, man. This is some of the best, like, character to character dialogue I've seen in quite a while. I love how quickly Sean just like diagnoses exactly what Will is trying to ask so he can give him the answer that he's looking for too. I love this editing right now, cutting back to the footage, cutting back to him describing it. He's a great storyteller, that's for sure. Oh man, all of that great description. He wasn't even there. That's great. She must have been something, man, if he was willing to give up a game like that. I love how animated they are now. They're both standing up, getting so into the conversation. Wow, indeed, man. This is so good. I love watching them interact. So invested into their stories. I dunk. Nice. I bet she's got some good game. I wouldn't doubt her. And I'm glad that they've linked back up again. Will didn't blow his shot. I don't think real. I don't think Will really wants her to see his living situation because, I mean, it's not like it's the worst place, but maybe he feels self conscious about it, like it's not good enough. Nice. Oh man, this is great stuff. I feel like she would enjoy his friends as well because they have kind of the similar humor and everything to him. Thank goodness for both of them that Sean gave him the advice that made him go back and talk to her. Oh, yes, she's there with all of them. And what sort of story did we just come in the middle of? Oh my goodness. This is the true test, though. If she can pass with his friends, she's in. The other guy, Morgan, stop. Just ruining the flow right here. I'm very interested in what happens here. I feel like this is going to have a very interesting ending. He's a good storyteller too. Everybody is a good storyteller in this movie. How the heck is this going to end? Oh man, that's a hilarious story right there. I actually love that. He just freaking drove the cop's car home. Oh, now she's roasting Morgan. She's definitely fitting right in with this group. Absolute keeper for Will. Oh my gosh, dude. And the theory continues to prove itself. She's a great storyteller too. I love her accent she's doing for this too. Jeez, man. What a freaking end to that story. Oh my gosh. She definitely knew her audience right there. I'll give her that. Got that unashamed humor too. Oh man, I love this, man. All the characters just play off each other so well. Obviously, when you're dealing with such a great cast, it's a little bit easier because they're experienced. Although at this time, I don't know how experienced they were. Oh man, now he spilled the beans a little bit. She's gonna start asking more and more questions. Eventually, he's gonna have to show her. Better to just rip the band-aid off now. We haven't seen Professor Lambo in a good minute. I wonder what the heck he's talking about, or what he's here to talk about, because he doesn't look super happy. I assume it's something about Will. Holy cow, I knew it wasn't going to be too long before this man just exploded into the mathematic career world. Interesting. Was he just trying to prove that Will's not going to be remembered in history unless he actually makes something in his career? Oh man, so he's just trying to push Sean into becoming something great and not just being who he is right now. Maybe he's trying to live a little bit vicariously through him too. Oh, this is such a great scene as well. It's just two people with very different perspectives on Sean trying to direct him in one way or another. Although Sean's method is more letting Will direct himself in the right direction. Oh man, well, it seems like he's going along with that direction. What in the world was this set up? Did Will send him in there just because he didn't actually want to be a part of that work? Now he's just trying to squeeze them for all they got right now. I don't know where this is headed right now, but I like it. He's been waiting for a chance to show off like that, act like he's some big deal. I love that it cuts from Jerry and Sean's conversation right to that, though. Hopefully, Will doesn't push his luck too much. Makes her feel like she isn't smart enough to do her own work. I think they're just playing back and forth right now, though. I feel like he might actually have that, though, the way that he solved her problem earlier. And I mean, it's a very typical trait for geniuses, I feel like. Oh man, just switches immediately. Will certainly doesn't like to talk about himself very much unless it's with Sean at this point. That's a great analogy right there. I love that. That's a really good way of explaining how his mind works when he sees mathematical problems. He's just blessed with an absolute gift. Well, she certainly liked that explanation as well. Love that camera shot right there. How close and uptight they were on his face. Always so much better for emotional moments like that, or just seeing emotions in a moment. I really hope nothing separates them, but with all sorts of drama type movies, I'm expecting eventually there to be a low for the characters. Oh wow, man, he's got a lot of self-doubt, more than I expected. Haven't really seen that side of him before come out. It could be relating to what Sean was kind of telling before of how Will views himself kind of as perfect right now, and if he leaves South Boston, where he is kind of perfect and everything and smarter than most people, if he steps out there, maybe he won't be as smart as he thinks compared to other people. Oh no, she's starting to figure things out. She's definitely got him there for sure. Oh man, this acting is incredible right now from both Matt Damon and her. Man, what a powerful moment. This movie is so dang good. No, dang it, bro. Right after I said I was worried there was going to be a low moment, I didn't expect it to happen so soon. Will's just starting to get in the way of himself a little bit right here with her. That was such a good scene, though, man. So many powerful lines, just flawless acting. Well, he says that now, but we learned in the conversation with Sean earlier that it's not necessarily his best interest at heart. Although it's kind of conflicting because certainly he could become something extremely special if he got in that workforce. Seems to be more and more disconnected with Professor Lambeau. They were all good buddies before. Oh man, this is very interesting. I wonder if because of how good and sincere all of his interactions with Sean have been, it's made him realize the negatives with other interactions with people. Oh, jeez, he is really lashing out now. Just burn up all that work right there. I don't know exactly what it was or if there's any copies or anything. Oh, and there's the truth. Gosh dang, that is harsh for him to tell him that. Oh, and then there's that little addition right there that clears it up a little bit more. He just wants to see him reach his potential. For a second there, I was going to say he's just jealous of him there and feels lesser than, but I guess that adds a little bit more description. But I was going to say that's a very interesting parallel with what Sean was saying before when asked about if he wishes he never met his wife or what it would be like had he never met her. These guys, man, what the heck? Man, getting interviewed by the NSA, that's pretty crazy, man. That is big league. I also love like the subtle filmmaking aspects because the color grade here is like very monotone and cold, whereas the color grade when he's meeting with Sean and stuff is very warm and homey, if that makes sense. Oh man, what a cut right there. That is so fantastic. Just absolutely seamless. This is incredible. How the heck did he memorize these lines? Maybe Matt Damon is the real genius of this movie, being able to rattle all of this off in one take. It's one thing to deliver it, though. It's another to actually come up with this and write it down in a script. Oh my gosh, and then he comes out with the absolutely great question, too. After all of that, he saw right through him down to the deep issues. I love that camera shot as well, just hung so tight and then just slowly pulled out. Oh, this is another great scene. Now I'm starting to notice all these little filmmaking things they're doing, and I don't know if it's all intentional, if I'm reading too much into it. But I like how his office is a lot darker than it's been before. Maybe it's just an extra signifier for Will being a little bit lower with his character. This man is so good at what he does. He can read Will so good. I wish I could just say amazing. I wish I could just say amazing dialogue after everything, but I think I've said it 500 times and everyone's probably sick of hearing me say it. Oh no, man. Now he's turning against Sean too, and Sean's kind of turning against him. This is awful, man. Everybody's got so much tension. Incredible. Robin Williams giving such a great performance. I really hope that some of these actors, if not all of them, got nominated for some sort of award because it's incredible stuff I'm watching. Man, they really are breaking up. That sucks. Just never could say it back to her. That's so sad. Please tell me that's not the end of their relationship for good. And he's never gonna actually be with her again. Because they were so good together. Will's really cutting everybody out of his life. Just almost back where he started. Oh, that's heartbreaking. She was waiting there as long as she could, kept looking back, hoping that Will would show up to stop her. But he wasn't going anywhere. Oh man, this sucks. I feel so bad. Everything seemed like it was going so well, and now it's all falling apart. Oh, that's really all they have to say about that. That sucks, and move on to the next topic. I mean, no shade on his friend. I mean, he's not like supposed to be his therapist or anything, but I feel like he really needs someone like Sean to help direct him or just help him kind of be more introspective. Oh my gosh, that's great. Well, maybe he is going to say some things he needs to hear. Everyone sees the potential in him. They want the best for him, or some people do at least. Oh man, that's an interesting perspective that we haven't gone before. Definitely speaking a lot of truth right now. Incredible stuff, man. What a script. This is so packed with incredible lines, layered dialogue, rich analogies. It's all incredible. And it doesn't feel like showy just for the sake of being fancy or anything. It feels so fitting. So great, man. He is absolutely the friend that he needs in his life right now. I just need to frame this script on my wall. This is so good. Oh, this is incredible. I don't even want to say anything right now because I don't want to miss a single word that they're saying. Such good stuff. As I mentioned at the beginning, I love Robin Williams and everything, but this may be the best performance I've seen from him so far. Oof, man, that is some rough stuff. We never really gotten shots of that before. That's so terrible how you could do that to somebody, especially a kid. Oh, jeez, dude, this is so sad. I didn't realize how much more they were connected than just where they live, their whole life experience. No wonder Sean could attach to him so easily. Oh my gosh, man, this is such a great scene. Nothing even super terrible is happening right now, but I just feel so emotional because of how well they've built these characters up. Wow, man, this is just elite level acting right here. My goodness. Just filmed so well. You can really feel the power of that scene. I think he's been waiting his entire life for somebody, especially somebody who can at least somewhat understand what he's been through, to finally say those words to him. Oh, great shots right here. Is this just Will slowly thinking about what was said to him before by Sean? Just deciding on if he's actually going to change his life now because of that? Interesting. I wonder if this is another meeting that Professor Lambo set up or if he's just here of his own volition. Because he did say he was never going to set up any more meetings in the other scene. Hey, it's just like the painting from earlier. I'm sure that's not a coincidence. Oh man, well, I hope that they still keep up their friendship beyond these meetings because they've become so close with each other. Nice. Dude's got a good sense of humor, too. One of the best, like, one-on-one character relationship I've seen, man. It's so well done. And I just had, like, a bit of a realization. I don't know if this is me just reaching, but in the conversation back between Sean and Professor Lambeau, they were talking about these famous people and everybody remembering these certain people, like Einstein and whatnot. But Professor Lambeau didn't necessarily have like a personal relationship with Einstein. He may not have been like personally affected, but Will and Sean might not be some world-renowned person. He might not be remembered by everybody, but to Will, Sean is greater than any Einstein that could have ever lived, if that makes sense, because he personally changed his life. Oh my gosh, dude. What freaking legends. They got him a ride. That's awesome. These guys are great. True friends. Oh, that's great stuff. It might not be like some shiny Camaro, but it was put together with love. And that's what means the most for Will, I think. Oh gosh, well, hopefully these guys can get on good terms again because they've certainly had their ups and downs, mostly downs, in this film. I don't know. I think he won a lottery, just not the financial one. With coming across a will, that is. What are the chances that those two would meet? Probably greater than 30 million to 1, that's for sure. Well, that's awesome. First place, he takes the car. Well, maybe not first place, but goes to see him, and it's just in time before he leaves. Oh, that's nice. Leaves him a note right there. And his friends are rolling up to his place, is what he was talking about earlier about his dream or the best part of his day, wondering if he's not actually home, actually gonna come true. Oh man, I love how it's cutting back and forth between the two scenes. I wonder if it's gonna actually show us what he wrote in the letter as well. But I love the ending and how it's calling back to that earlier conversation. Oh, dude, that's so awesome. What a frame. Just seeing that smile, what he really wanted for his friend came true. I don't know exactly where Will's off to right now, but I'm sure he's going to do great things. And now Morgan gets to right up front. Oh my gosh, just all happy about it. Such a cool moment, man. Oh, yes, dude, that's amazing. I love it. Using his own line back at him. Oh man, that's so great. This is such a good ending. I'm so glad that Will is going back to see her. This man's not going to be living with any regret after that decision, I feel like. Oh, and it ends right there. What a freaking film. That was so good. Such a powerful movie too, man. Definitely had to keep my emotions in check a few times, even there at the end especially. But him turning down the job is his turning down the World Series moment right there. Just all of the characters were so well written, so well acted. Just an incredible packed script. So many great lines of dialogue. I wonder if it was all just written. It definitely feels like the kind of movie where you can't really improv too many lines. So I feel like most of what they were saying was probably straight off the page, which kudos to Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They created such a fantastic movie with what they wrote. And another little thing that I loved about Sean's character, I don't think I mentioned this, was just the clothes that they chose to have him wear throughout the film, because it was always just kind of like these nice comfy sweaters and just more casual clothes that portrayed him visually as more of a friendly face, more of an approachable person, whereas Professor Lambeau, who did do some good things for Will, there's no doubt about that, but overall had more of like a professional look, more unapproachable maybe. And so I feel like the filmmaking of this was equally as good as like the script and acting and everything, because they added so much more beyond just what the characters were saying and just what was kind of right in front of your face. Which I feel like once I started to pick up and notice those things a lot more, I appreciated it even more than I already did. I can definitely see why so many people recommended this movie and why I'd never heard anybody say a bad thing about it. Just so well done. One of the first things I'm going to look up as soon as the credits are over here is what sort of nominations or awards or anything people won, specifically the acting. I feel like Matt Damon and Robin Williams both put in some of their best performances that I've seen. But even the other cast members, I don't feel like there was a weak role on there. They were all played especially well, including Skylar, who had some incredible scenes, especially during their fight at that one point. And obviously, the credits always are focused a little bit more on the soundtrack. So it reminds me that I think the soundtrack was good in this film. It wasn't like standing out at too many points, but I feel like overall it definitely added a lot to certain scenes in the mood. Man, and this film definitely just makes me want to immediately watch more Robin Williams and Matt Damon films. Unfortunately, I don't think they are in any other movies together, but what a combo in this one. Well, after looking up the Oscars that it was nominated for and won, I was pleasantly surprised that pretty much everything that I was hoping to see, I saw, and extremely well deserved, with the wins for Best Original Screenplay and Best Supporting Actor for Robin Williams. As I talked about, both of those things being great, both the acting and the script, pretty much the entire movie, and so well deserved there. Very happy to see that, and as well as Matt Damon and Minnie Driver getting nominated for their roles, because they both knocked it completely out of the park as well. But back on the script and the screenplay side of things, absolutely, I think one of the best written scripts I've ever seen in a film. Just the writing was flawless, everything was so smart, and especially when you're dealing with a character who is a genius, you obviously expect a movie to have really smart and clever writing, which it definitely did. But even in just kind of the more grounded scenes, especially the therapy sessions between Sean and Will, were just so well done. And as I mentioned at the beginning, I know Ben Affleck has written and directed some other stuff as well, but I'm very curious now if Matt Damon has done stuff like that, written any other scripts, and I just didn't realize it. I'm gonna have to look up that now, because I mean, their work here was great, and it would obviously be extremely difficult to top the quality of this writing, but I'm sure if he has done anything else, it's probably good as well. But had such a great time watching this film, such powerful stuff, definitely a lot of things that make you think about your own life, things that Sean said that I think can apply to everybody, and so definitely going to be thinking about this one for a little while after. But hopefully you guys really enjoyed watching it with me, and if you did, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Helps the video reach a lot more people and helps the channel grow. And of course, you can check out the full-length reaction on my Patreon. Link for that is in the description below. But until the next movie, I will see you all later. Peace.